Afternoon, students. So welcome back, and today let's have a numerical session on ionic equilibrium. It is important in this chapter to solve as many questions as we can so that you feel comfortable in the competitive examination. And it's very common to have questions in buffers, salt hydrolysis and solubility product. So let us solve some questions in these concepts. Well, let us have a look at the first question. The degree of dissociation of pure water at 25 degrees is found to be 1.8 into 10 power minus 9, and find Kw and Kd at 25 degrees centigrade. Well, so the degree of dissociation, that is alpha, is given 1.8 into 10 power minus 9, and find Kw and Kd. So Kw is the ionic product and Kd is a dissociation constant of water, and you are expected to find these unknowns. Well, you are aware H plus is equal to C alpha, and the concentration of water is 55.5, because 1 liter, that weight, see why it is 1 liter, you know very well. So volume is 1 liter, that is 1000 ml. You know very well density is equal to mass by volume, and mass is equal to volume into density, and density of water is 1 gram per ml. I hope you understood. Now mass is equal to volume. That is the reason why. So the 1000 ml is taken as weight. So 1000 grams by 18, it comes out to be 55.5. Always the molarity is 55.5. You have to memorize this. So now alpha is given, H plus is equal to C alpha. This way you got 10 into 10 power minus 7. So every time whenever the water is dissociated, so what you are writing over here, Kw is equal to H plus into OH minus. So why you are writing 10 power minus 7? So the reason being, so H plus is equal to C alpha, and C is 55.5, and alpha value is given 1.8 into 10 power minus 9. So 10 power minus 9, it comes out to be 10 power minus 7. So, and here naturally it is also 10 power minus 7, it comes out to be 10 power minus 14. And pKw becomes so minus log Kw, and it comes out to be 14. And pH plus POH is equal to pKw. That is comes out to be pH plus POH is equal to 14. So this is how you are working. So hope this concept is clear for you. Now you got 10 power minus 14. Now you got Kw. Now Kd. That what is Kd? Kd is the dissociation constant for water. Well, so it is H plus into OH minus by, so concentration of water. So H plus into OH minus is nothing but Kw by water concentration is 55.56. It comes out to be 1.8 into 10 power minus 16. So generally this is a constant. It's a constant, 1.8 into 10 power minus 16. It is always will be given in the exam. Even if you practice, you remember it is 1.8 into 10 power minus 16. In the options you can opt it, so effortlessly. Well, so this is all about the Kd and Kw values of water, which is a weak electrolyte. So let us look at the second question. Well, the concentration of H plus and OH minus of 10 power minus 1 molar aqueous solution is of 22% ionized ionic acid. So alpha is given as 2%. It comes out to be 0.02, 2 by 100. Well, and concentration is given as 10 power minus 1. It is 0.1 is given. Well, you all aware H plus is equal to weak acid. It's a weak acid. If it is not a weak acid, you can no need to have alpha. You can take directly H plus. For strong acids, it is H plus ion concentration because it is completely dissociated. And for weak acid, H plus is equal to C alpha. And because alpha is 1, because H plus is equal to C alpha. For strong acids, alpha is equal to 1. So H plus is equal to C. Hope you are clear. Now, here H plus is equal to C alpha. What is C value? C value is 0.1. C value is 0.1. And alpha value is 0.02. It comes out to be 2 into 10 power minus 3. Well, and naturally OH minus ion concentration is nothing but Kw by H plus. Kw is 10 power minus 14 by H plus ion concentration. Already you calculated. So you substitute it and you will be getting 5 into 10 power minus 12 molar. This is how you can find the concentration of hydroxyl ions for a weak acid. You may ask a question, sir, you are given a weak acid. It's a weak acid. It's a weak acid. Now in the question here, hydroxyl ion concentrations are asked. And how hydroxyl ion concentrations will be coming from a weak acid? Because a weak acid, like for example, if you take HA, it is going to offer, if there is equilibrium, it is going to offer H plus ions. Where the OH minus ions are coming from? Very simple. Because ionic equilibrium, the chapter holds good for only aqueous media or aqueous solutions. It is aqueous. And definitely, so here H2O, naturally, it is H plus OH minus ions. And now this H plus ions are contributing and here OH minus ions are also coming. And if you take it into account, you get the OH minus ion concentration. That is how OH minus ion concentration is coming to play. Hope you are clear. Now, let us move on to the next question. Well, when a 0.1 normal solution concentration is given of an acid at 25 degrees centigrade has a degree of dissociation 4%. So, alpha is given as 0.04. Well, the concentration of OH minus ions is very simple. The same way you can substitute here. C is given, alpha is given, you get H plus ion concentration and 10 power minus 14 by H plus ion concentration. So, 10 power minus 14 is Kw value, because you know very well Kw is equal to product of OH minus concentration into H plus concentration, and you will be getting 2.5 into 10 power minus 12 molar. It's a simple question. Now, let us look at the next question. It is as follows. Calculate the molar concentration of a solution of acetic acid. You are all aware acetic acid is a weak acid. If any acid which is strong, the pH value in the range 0 to 2. But here you can see the pH is 4. Even from the pH value also you can sense, you can conclude that the acid is pretty weak. Not very weak, but it's a weak acid. Well, so and it has a Ka. And you can also understand from the Ka value it is in the order of 10 power minus 5, stating that it is a weak acid. So, how do you know from the Ka value? It's pretty simple. For example, if any weak acid, if you take Ha is in equilibrium with H plus and A minus ions. If you write the Ka value, Ka is equal to H plus products concentration, active masses by reactants. Well, you can see here Ka is directly proportional to H plus here, clearly. So, from this way, when Ka value is more, naturally H plus concentration is more. That means acid is stronger. So, when Ka value is higher, acid will be more stronger. That is how you can conclude. Well, so let us look at this problem. So, K is equal to H plus acetic acid is a weak acid. H plus into OAC, this is acetate ion by acetic acid. And here what is asked? Concentration of acetic acid is asked. Well, so students, you know very well, K value is given. K value is given here 1.8 into 10 power minus 5. Well, fine. Yeah. You know very well. pH value is given. That means H plus ions concentration I got it. 10 power minus 4. 10 power minus 4 I got it. Well, now naturally you will find the acetic acid concentration as 5.56 into 10 power minus 4. So, here calculate the molar concentration of solution of acetic acid. See, have a look here, students. Here pH is given how much? You may ask a question as follows. let us take the acetic acid dissociation here and let us understand. So acetic acid dissociation is CH3 COOH is in equilibrium with CH3 COO minus plus H plus. Here what is the pH value offered? pH value is given as 4. When pH is 4, then H plus ion concentration will be 10 power minus 4. So H plus will be 10 power minus 4. So you got 10 power minus 4. If you get 10 power minus 4, this also will be 10 power minus 4. Understand this. So how much dissociate? Because when you take C, it is 0, 0. You got C minus C alpha. It is a C alpha and a C alpha. So both are C alphas. If it is 10 power minus 4, it should be 10 power minus 4. That's the reason why it is 10 power minus 4 whole square. So hope you are clear with this numerical. Now let's move on to the next numerical. Well, how much water must be added to 200 ml? Initially you have taken 200 ml. 200 ml water you have taken. Well, 200 ml of 0.2 molar solution of acetic acid for the degree of dissociation of acid to double. Ka for the acetic acid is 1.8 into 10 power minus 5. Well, before dilution, after dilution. So here, this is when you dilute, its Ka value changes because acid becomes weak. So you know very well H plus is equal to C alpha. So C alpha 1 square is equal to C alpha 2 square. So C1 by C2 is equal to alpha 2 square by alpha 1 square. You can use this formula. And you know very well, it is given here. What is given? The degree of dissociation of the acid to double. So what to do? Well, so you can see here C2 is equal to, this is double means 1 by 2. This is 1 and this is 2. So this is 1. So this is alpha 1 is 1 and alpha 2 will be 2 naturally. Agreed? So it will become C1 by 4. Now before dilution or after dilution, what is the formula? M1V1 is equal to M2V2. M1V1 is before dilution and M2V2 is after dilution. So from that you get the V2 value. V2 value is 800, but already 200 ml is there. So remaining 600 you add. 800 minus 200 is 600 ml water must be added. So students, if you observe, there are different nature of the problems. There are different unknowns are there. When you know all the models associated with the problem solving, so you can definitely effortlessly you can take up any question in the ionic equilibrium. Now let us have a look at the next question. The next question is as follows. The degree of dissociation of acetic acid in 0.1 molar solution. So C is given, alpha is given here. Calculate the dissociation constant, that is Ka. It's pretty simple. Well, so C, you know very well, this is given 0.1 initially 0 0 and C minus C alpha. C minus C alpha, you get C alpha will be formed and naturally you get pKa, Ka value. Ka value is how much? 1.76 into 10 power minus 5. Minus 5, yes. Then pK value, it's pK value. pK is equal to minus log Ka and you get 4.75. Always it is 4.74 or 75. What is that pK value? It will be given in the examination. That is constant. And 1.8 Ka value is 1.8 into 10 power minus 5. That is also constant for acetic acid. When you solve the numericals naturally, certain constants also you can well remember or assimilate. Well, let us look at the next question. It's a very interesting question, but students gets bewildered. Now, a solution is having a pH 13. So a solution is here having the pH 13. That is H plus ion concentrations is equal to 10 power minus 13 molar. Now calculate the number of ions present in 1 ml of the solution. You know very well number of ions formula. Number of ions are molecules or atoms. What is the formula? Formula is weight by molecular weight into Avogadro number. Weight by molecular weight is nothing but number of moles. So number of moles into Avogadro number. Number of moles into Avogadro number. So let us see here. Number of moles of H plus ions in 1 ml. You see, let's see. Okay. 1 ml means, so here, see, milli means 10 power minus 3. So 10 power minus 13 into 10 power minus 3. Down you can write 10 power 3. It comes out to be 10 power minus 6 moles, 16 moles. So for example, here ml. So how many ml? 10 power minus 13 you got. So milli means this value is 10 power minus 3. So total becomes 10 power minus 16. Hope you are clear. Now you got number of moles. Now finish number of moles into Avogadro number. It gives the number of H plus ions, but students are bewildered by looking at this question. So effortlessly you can solve. Now let us solve the next question. So the next question is as follows. So calculate the pH. Let us see here, something is missing. Well, it's fine now. Now calculate the pH of SH minus, S2 minus and Cl minus ions in a solution which is 0.1 molar HCl and 0.1 molar H2S. Well, H2S is a weak acid. First point is H2S is a weak acid. H2S is a weak acid. It gets converted into H plus plus SH minus, weak acid. And there is a dissociation this way. SH minus also will be further dissociated into S2 minus plus H plus. And HCl is a strong acid. HCl is a strong acid, single arrow. And it gets completely dissociated. It gets completely dissociated. Well, hope you understood. Now, have a look. So, both have taken as 0.1 molar. Both have taken as 0.1 molar. So, 0.1 means pH is equal to 1. You know very well. 10 power minus 1, that is pH is equal to 1. So, well, first of all, let us understand the dissociation of H2S. So, C into 1 minus alpha or C minus C alpha. You can write anything. C into 1 minus alpha. This is C into 1 minus alpha. You get C alpha. So, I hope you understood. So, well, so here one important thing is very important. H plus ion concentration is given, 0.1 is given already there. Okay. Now this is C alpha. Now substitute these values. So Ka value is given. H2S is given 10 power minus 7. So substitute that, you get alpha 1 value. So alpha 1 is equal to 10 power minus 6. So first dissociation constant. So for this, so degree of dissociation alpha 1. So 1 second. So the degree of dissociation is alpha 1 for this, and this is alpha 2 for this. Now second one you find out. So step by step dissociation here. So C alpha 1 is already there into 1 minus alpha 2, and you get alpha 2, and here already 0.1 concentration is there. Because HCl, the concentration is from HCl, because this is slightly tricky. Here H plus HCl is giving, this is 0.1, this is 0 initial, and final concentration is 0.1 here, 0.1 here. Now H plus ion concentration, try to understand students, H plus ion concentration is from HCl only, because there is a common ion effect. What effect? Common ion effect. So here also there is a common ion, and HCl, this H plus from HCl is more stronger. It is completely dissociated. There is a common ion effect. That is why 0.1 only you should write. I hope you understood. So just calculate it, you get alpha 2 value. What you get? Alpha 2 value. So what is the question? The question is H2 minus ion concentration. What is the H2 minus ion concentration? C1 into alpha 1, alpha 2. When you know alpha 1, alpha 2, substitute, you get the answer. So if you know the methodology or the philosophy of the whole problem, so naturally you can we can take only just a couple of minutes to solve. Well, let us look at the next question. In the following, which one is having maximum degree of hydrolysis? So degree of hydrolysis is represented by H. You know very well. And you know very well H is always inversely proportional to the C. The weaker the base or the weaker the acid, more will be the degree of hydrolysis, which is the thumb rule in salt hydrolysis principle. The weaker the base or the weaker the acid, more will be the degree of hydrolysis, more will be the hydrolysis constant Kh. So Kh, these both are inversely proportional to concentration or directly proportional to dilution. So this is the basic thumb rule which you have studied. Naturally, have a look here. So in which case C is less. So C is less in the case of 3.001. So that will be the answer. Well, so let's have a look at the next question. Find out the concentration of H plus ions in 0.1 molar sodium acetate solution. So sodium acetate, it is weak, acetate ion is weak, it is a weak acid, plus sodium is strong. So it is a hydrolysis of a weak acid and a strong base. And what is asked here? So H plus ion concentration. So you know very well, H plus is equal to C alpha. H plus is equal to CH. H plus is equal to CH or C alpha. Here alpha is H. Agreed. And what is the value of H? What is the value of H? You know very well what is the value of H. So you substitute it, the value of H. So what is H? So you have seen basically the KH value, H value, pH value, you should remember. And if you substitute this, you will be getting Kw by Ka into C. Yeah. So naturally, this is value will be generally Kw into Ka by something. So you just check out the formula. So ultimately, if you solve, you will be getting Kw into Ka by C. Substitute the values, you will be getting 10 power minus 9. Similarly, let us see the other one. Now this time they have given, what they have given? They have given a weak base and a weak acid, and you are expected to memorize the KH values and H values and pH values. So substitute this Kw value and Ka value, Kb value. Mind you students, very very important note. The salt hydrolysis of a weak acid and a weak base is independent of concentration. You can see in the earlier case, it is dependent on the concentration here. But here in this case, it is independent of a concentration term. Very very important. So here Ka and Kb. So substitute the values. So Ka value is given, Kb value is given. Substitute it, and also 10 power minus 14 is, yeah. But this 0.1 molar is just to sidetrack you. It has no utility in applying in this formula. Well, very well. Now let us see an interesting question in buffers. Calculate the amount of ammonia and NH4Cl. So here ammonia means NH4OH. When you dissolve in water, it forms NH4OH plus NH4Cl. So what is this kind of buffer? This buffer is a basic buffer. It's a basic buffer. This buffer is a basic buffer. It's a basic buffer. Well, for a basic buffer, mind you, don't write pH, right? POH. POH is equal to pKb. pKb, because here you got a weak base. Weak base means you get Kb value and pKb values only. Don't write pKa. Students will be doing mistake. And it is a salt by base. Salt by base. So pH is given already. How much? It is given as 9. So then POH will become, POH will be 5. pH plus POH is equal to 14 naturally. So it is 5. So 4.7 is given. So what is 4.7? It is the pKb value. So it is given. Now log, you can take this as A and other as B, and the relation is A is equal to 2B. You have to find the concentration amount. Amount you have to find. So concentration first you find, then you get the amount. Okay, that is the thing. So if you know the concentration, you will get the amount. That is the basic fundamental. Okay. Now that concentration you are taking as A and B. Concentration of what? Salt and a base. Salt and a base. Well, now here there is a relation is given. What is the relation? The total concentration of the buffering reagents is 0.3. So A plus B is equal to 0.3. So naturally substitute this value. A value is, substitute this A value to B, and you will be getting B is equal to 0.1 moles per liter. You know very well. Now number of moles is equal to weight by molecular weight. So weight is equal to number of moles into molecular weight. So multiply with molecular weight. So ammonia is NH3. Ammonia is 17 is the molecular weight. You get 1.7 gram per liter. Definitely when you know, so how many times A value is 2 times set of B. So A value is 2 times set of B. Now in that also NH4Cl. NH4Cl, what is the molecular weight? 53.5. Substitute, you get the answer. So very wonderfully, with a proper understanding of the question, you can solve this type of numericals. Well, so let us see another question. Which of the following buffers containing ammonium hydroxide and NH4Cl shows the lowest pH value? Very interesting. So first thing is, this buffer is a basic buffer and lowest pH values. Students, try to understand, very, very important. So the question is here, lowest pH values is given. Lowest pH values means pOH values will be high. pOH will be maximum. In the earlier case you have seen, what is the pH here? 9. What is the pOH value here? 5. Less. When pH is more, pOH will be less, because pH plus pOH is 14. So with that principle, so now salt by acid concentrations are given and pOH should be, here it is less is given, that means it should be more. It should be more. That you have to choose. So in which case you more, you just substitute these things. You just substitute, then you will get the answer. So answer is just substitute, you will understand here. That means salt should be more. Salt should be always more. So if you take these concentrations of B, you will be getting the maximum, pH minimum, pOH maximum, pH minimum. So that is how you can conclude this type of question. Well, let us look at the next question. Well, pH of a mixture of 1 mole of benzoic acid. So 1 molar benzoic acid. So benzoic acid looks this way. This is an organic acid. I made it very clear in my earlier sessions. Organic acids and bases are weak. That is a thumb rule. All organic acids and bases are weak. It is a thumb rule. So next. And 1 more sodium benzoate. So 1 mole sodium benzoate. So this is benzoic acid, and now it's salt of a strong base. So it's the salt of a strong base. So now I got a weak acid and a salt of its strong base. Salt of its strong base as a buffer. As a buffer. Well, now what is the question? It's pretty simple. So here the pH is given as 4.5. So pH is given as 4.5. You know very well, pH is equal to pKa plus log salt by acid. This is the formula. But for basic buffers, the formula is pOH is equal to pKb plus log salt by base. Mind you. So students are doing mistake. They are taking pH is equal to pKb plus log salt by base. Wrong. It is pOH is equal to, you have seen in the earlier case, it is pOH. It is pOH is equal to pKb plus log salt by base. Very, very important. Well, now pK value is given. It is 4.2. And next, if you see the buffer, the pH of the mixture of this buffer, benzoic acid and sodium benzoate, it is given in 150 ml. 150 ml is given. So if one is 150, total is 150. If it is 150 minus x, this will be x. I hope you understood. You have to assume that, very, very important. So x is the volume of the benzoic acid. Others will be 150 minus x naturally. I hope you understood. When you substitute, you get the x value. These type of questions are very, very common. And pH and all, every student can do pH is given. Every student can do it. But here, hope you understood this. Now, let us see other question. Now, in my earlier discussion, when I was discussing the theory associated with the buffer solution, particularly buffer action, and I conveyed the buffer action will be maximum when the concentration of acid and the salt are equal. So when both are equal, when it will be maximum, pH is equal to pKa is feasible, only pH is equal to pKa is feasible when here log salt by acid. So when acid is equal to salt, it becomes log 1, and log 1 is equal to 0. So this part will disappear. pH is equal to pKa. Hope you are very clear. Well, that's where you get the maximum buffer action. Now, so let us get into a new topic, a very interesting and important topic, that is solubility product. Well, first of all, what is the definition of solubility? What is the definition of solubility? Pretty simple. Now, you just take 1 liter. 1 liter solution you take. go on adding your salt. Okay, go on adding the salt. So now when you go on adding, what happens? It will become soluble. It becomes soluble, 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 soluble. Just the precipitation starts. That is called solubility. To the extent the precipitation starts, that is called solubility. Students, mind you, so this topic I am going to take up in the next session. So, but here I would like to mention one important thing, that is, have a look here. The difference between solubility and salt hydrolysis, very simple. You have two types of salts. So one is sprayingly soluble salts. One is sprayingly soluble salts, partially soluble, sprayingly soluble salts. Mind you, students, the concept of KSP, solubility product. So which salts it is applied for? Soluble salts, we do salt hydrolysis. Very, very important. Salt hydrolysis. And sparingly soluble salt, we use solubility product principle. Solubility product. Very, very important. So this is the two types of salts. You should be very clear. There is salt hydrolysis. So here it is a solubility product for sparingly or partially soluble salts. Now, I am going to teach you the buffers and salt hydrolysis and weak acids by taking one illustration. With one illustration, everything will be covered. Now I am going to explain that illustration. Have a look. Well, let me take here an acetic acid here, CH3, COOH, which is a weak acid, and naturally it is in equilibrium with acetate ions plus H plus ions. Well, students, here now what I do is I treat this acetic acid with NaOH for timing. Okay, with NaOH I treat. Okay, yeah. Now I am getting here CH3 COONA plus I think water. You get water. Well, now students, let us hear case 1. I am giving case 1 for you. Case 1 is, I start with here 0.1 and 0.1 molar acid, weak acid, and a strong base. Now this is initial value. What value? It is initial value. This initial value. Now equilibrium. At equilibrium, what happens? So this is 0 and this is 0, and you get here 0.1 and you get here 0.1. Now what you got here? Sodium acetate. Sodium acetate. So only sodium acetate is left. That means this is salt hydrolysis. So you have to use this is nothing but salt hydrolysis. Completely soluble. Salt is completely soluble. So what you have to apply? Salt hydrolysis. Salt hydrolysis means, what are the formula? You know very well. pH is equal to half pKW minus pKa by 2 minus log C. That formula you have to use. So this is the first concept. Now case 2. Now I am explaining case 2. Let us take the same thing. CH3 COOH plus NaOH gives CH3 COONA plus water. Plus water. Now have a look here, students. Here you take NaOH. Yeah. So let us look at this case 2. Case 2. Case 2 is as follows. Here I take 0.2 molar acetic acid and 0.1 molar NaOH initially. So this is my initial stuff. So this is my initial concentration. And you know it is 0 and 0. Now equilibrium concentrations are, so 0.2, only 0.1 will be reacted. This is completely reacted. 0.1 will be left out. 0.1 will be left out because here only 0.1 is there. That much extent only is be reacting. And here water much will be formed. 0.1 only will be formed. Here also 0.1 will be formed. Students, have a look here. Now what is left out? Observe. This is left out. This is left out. Water and all we never bother. So here NaOH is completely consumed. NaOH is completely consumed. So what is this? Acetic acid. I am writing here acetic acid is left out. And what other thing is left out? CH3, CO, Na is left out. This forms a buffer. This forms a buffer because this concentration you know, this concentration you know. pH is equal to pKa, they give the value, plus log salt by acid, weak acid. So this concentration you substitute here. This concentration you substitute here. So this is all about. So I mean case 2. First case, salt hydrolysis happened. In the salt hydrolysis, what happens, students? All the concentrations are consumed. Only what is left out? That is completely soluble salt. Soluble salt undergoes salt hydrolysis. So this will undergo salt hydrolysis. I hope. So anion only undergo. That's why it's called anionic hydrolysis. Because anion is weak. Because anion is a weak acid. It's a weak acid. Hope you understood. Now let us see the case 3. Let us take case 3. Fine. It is as follows. Let us take here CH3, COO, H plus NaOH gives CH3, COONA plus water. Well, I am taking the initial concentrations as follows. Now we take 0.1, this is 0.2, and this will be 0, 0. It is initial concentration. So let's take the final concentrations. So equilibrium concentrations are, so this will be 0, completely consumed because here 0.1 will be left out. Here 0.1 will be formed. Here 0.1 will be formed. Now listen students, this is important. What is this? Strong base. What is this? Strong base. This you forget about it. Okay, strong base. And this strong base is having OH minus ion concentration is 10 power minus 1. And H plus ion concentration will be how much? H plus ion concentration will be 10 power minus 13. So I get the pH value directly. How much? 13. I hope you understood. So directly you can get the pH. So in the earlier case, pH you get from buffer. In the earlier case, pH value you get from salt hydrolysis. So this is how ionic equilibrium should be understood. It's a very powerful explanation at the end where you can realize in one shot salt hydrolysis concept, buffer concept, and the pH values. And one more thing, sometimes students, you may ask a question, sir, if acetic acid is left out, only acetic acid is left out, that case is also there, then you have to use H plus is equal to C alpha. H plus is equal to C alpha. I hope you understood. Or weak base is left out. Weak base is left out, what do you do? OH minus is equal to C alpha. So this is how you can wonderfully realize the subject in ionic equilibrium. So with this note, I would like to conclude the lecture today, and let's see the solubility product in the next session. Thanks for bearing. Have a good day.